What is up, Team ProGuides? Christoph with you again. Excited to bring some big news from the Valorant dev team. Less than 24 hours ago, there were 2 articles released about Valorant's anti-cheat, in-game player behavior, and the server infrastructure. In this video, we're going to share what is said in those 2 articles and why this news is more important than you probably think. But first off, our question of the day: how often do you think new Valorant patches will be released? With the first 2 patches coming a week apart, we are expecting another one this week, but since we didn't see one, we can't really make a guess when we'll see the next update. But I think it's going to be kind of like League. I think it's going to be every 2 weeks. I think that's the perfect time to balance it, to bring new agents into the game, and make the game feel fresh every 2 weeks. Okay, so let's talk about the first article. The first article talks about Valorant's in-game player behavior and server infrastructure. The article starts off with Riot welcoming the new regions of Korea, Brazil, and Latin America to the Valorant family. Great to have you guys. The fact that they would work through a pandemic to release the closed beta to these regions just shows how committed Riot really is to Valorant. This is really great news for us. But not a lot of people realize that this news could allude to the end of the closed beta sometime in the near future. A lot of people, including myself, have forgotten that Valorant will most likely have a break between the closed beta and the full release. This is going to make me very sad because I've been climbing recently and it's been very fun. I do not want this to end. During this break, no one will have access to the game, but who knows? Hopefully I am wrong about this, and we can keep enjoying the beta up until the full release of the game. Also in the article, Anna Donlan, I think that's how you pronounce her name, I hope I'm not butchering it, the executive producer and leader of the Valorant development team, talks about harassment and bullying in Valorant. The first thing she says is she is not comfortable accepting the idea that harassment and bullying have to be in games. She goes on to talk about how she is making a commitment to dealing with this type of behavior and how they have already started to implement some ideas into the game, like the ping system. These are important steps to ensure that players are not put in too much of a disadvantage if they mute someone or don't feel like talking to anyone. But we'll wait and see exactly what they do. Coming from CSGO, I can tell you that this community is not as toxic as CSGO, thank God. But it is very, very toxic nonetheless. I think gaming in general, I mean, to be honest, I'm guilty of it too. I'm pretty toxic sometimes. Especially in high-stress situations, I can definitely lash out at someone if they do something stupid during a bomb defusal, but then I try and just take a deep breath and then just apologize for whatever I say. I'm trying to get better at it. I think everyone can try and get better at being less toxic. In the next part of the article, Dave Hieronymus, oh my god, this one's hard. Hieronymus, we'll figure it, I don't know. You guys tell me down below what you guys think this guy's last name is. Hieronymus, I don't know. The technical director of Valorant talks about how the server rollout has been going and what we can expect in the future. The very first topic he covers is how latency and network performance problems have been affecting Valorant's peeker's advantage. For those of you who don't know, peeker's advantage is basically who can see first when you peek an angle. This can be from a multitude of factors, but basically is due to the travel time of data packets over the internet between players and game servers. When the game was first released, the developers made peeker's advantage one of their main talking points and got the community excited about Valorant removing peeker's advantage. But since the closed beta release, we have yet to see this promise play out, because in some instances, peeker's advantage can be worse than other games, like Counter-Strike. But according to Dave, the team is not only aware of the peeker's advantage issue, but also has been working tirelessly to fix these problems and hit their latency targets. We are assuming that latency targets is less than 35 milliseconds. About 2 months ago, David Straley, a principal engineer at Riot, said their goal for latency was to get 70% of Valorant players under 35 ms. The main 2 issues that are causing Riot to fall behind are the massive internet traffic going on right now, causing ISPs to reroute players to undesirable locations, and the issue of players being matched with non-local players. This can be really annoying for all of us. I know me personally, my latency has been kind of bad. I think there's just so much demand with coronavirus going on right now. These 2 issues should get better though as time goes on and more data centers come online. Also, since the game still is in closed beta, the number of players in a given location is not optimal. This could result in players from LA being placed in a match with, for example, a Chicago server. Maybe Riot should add a feature like in CSGO where you could wait a little bit longer for a lower ping because most of the queue times for lower ranks are under 30 seconds. Do you guys think they should add this? I think so. Let us know your thoughts about this idea in the comments below. The last but certainly not least thing they touched on is performance problems with the last few patches. Many players have been complaining that their FPS have been a tad bit lower than normal. This is something that I was definitely saying in the beginning. It's good to know that Riot takes our concerns seriously, as they claim they are going to look into this problem very soon and hopefully fix it. The next article Riot put out is on their anti-cheat software. In this article, Paul Arkham-Chamberlain, the anti-cheat lead on Valorant, takes us through their 3-step process to prevent cheaters from prospering, as well as to answer the 3 most commonly asked questions about Valorant's anti-cheat. The first thing they talk about is why. Why is anti-cheat such a big deal? The answer he gives is, frankly, it's because I believe that it's what players expect and demand from their tactical shooters. Along with our other commitments to competitive integrity, anti-cheat is a core requirement, the table stakes for a serious competitive experience. I can't agree more with this statement. That's the reason why I like League of Legends, because they know how to balance the game pretty well, despite what people may think, and because there aren't really any cheaters. It makes it so you can actually invest a lot in the game and then get out a lot of your investment. You feel good when you climb. But with cheaters there, you just feel bad whenever you put so much time into something, and then somebody who puts no time into it can just get an advantage over you. It feels awful. So this article gives me a lot of hope, as other games like CSGO and Overwatch have been overrun with cheaters without a real response from the developers. Next, Arkham talks about what they are trying to achieve with the anti-cheat. He says their goal is to build a gaming experience that is as cheat-free as possible. The 3-step process they currently use to prevent cheaters from thriving comes in the how section. The first step is making the game as cheat-resistant as possible with things like Fog of War and their server authoritative movement netcode. The first step is crucial as it limits the effect of both wall hacks and movement hacks, except of course if you are Sova, which you have wall hacks built into your kit, wink wink. The second step is to make cheats as hard as possible to make. Everyone by now has heard of Vanguard and has their own opinion on the matter. While it is very invasive, it does allow Riot to prevent as much cheating as humanly possible, and I expect the number of cheaters to decrease by the official launch. The final step they use to deter hackers is to detect, ban, and remove cheaters from the game as efficiently as possible. According to Arkham, they use Vanguard cheat detection, hardware bans, player reports, data analysis, and machine learning research to remove cheaters as fast as possible. This is great news. No one likes cheaters, no one likes hackers. The article ends with Paul touching on the current state of cheating in Valorant. He says that while there are a few cheaters in Valorant, these cheat makers are forced to charge top dollar for the product, and this will limit the number of cheaters on its own. He goes on to say that the primary success criteria for how well the anti-cheat is performing is how well you all think we're doing. This is what we've come to expect with Valorant, a game in which developers' main concern is the community's perception and not the money. Honestly, there's a bunch of Rito memes out there if you guys follow our League channel, but to be honest, I really love Riot. I think they do a great job balancing the game. Yes, they take one successful game and then just rebrand it as their own, but to be honest, they are masters at balancing games, and that's all I care about. You can say something about the graphics, sure, whatever. This game is well balanced, great gameplay, super big fan, and really glad that they actually listened to us for once. I think that that's really great. All right, guys, once again, it's been Christoph with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave us a like and comment or subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. If you guys want to get better at Valorant this season and before the actual game comes out, and you want to climb to the Immortal or Diamond level, go on to ProGuides and check out some coaching. We've got amazing coaches, ex-CSGO pros that are willing to help you guys out. Go give it a shot. Let me know how it goes down below. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck in your next few games.